Welcome to KB's School of Design and Crafts Photoshop Quick Tip. So today I am going to show you how to fix your rigid edges on your photos. So, usually we get photos from our clients and we want to, remove the background in Photoshop, but we sometimes have those rigid edges where you can just tell that it's been cropped out of the photo. But we want to try to have a more clean and crisp edge, or just photo in general. So let's go ahead and get right to it. So now I know you're probably wondering, like, wow, who just uses this tool to do what she's going to do? So the first thing we're going to do is we need to select the actual image out of this entire photo. Now, how we do that is we're going to go ahead and select the quick selection tool, which is located right on the left side of the toolbar. So I'm going to select it. We're also going to make sure that this actual layer, this photo, was selected in the layers palette right over to the right. And at the very top, you'll see something that says select subject or select and mask. Right, for now, we're going to just select subject. And it's going to load. Give it some time there. Okay, so now it has just selected the entire area of the man. Now, the great thing about the quick selection tool is once it's all selected the area, you can go in and fix the little edges that you feel are missing from the photo. Because as we can see, right here on the head, it's missing a little bit. So if we have the quick selection tool and we want to, make sure that entire piece of his head is in that selected area, as well as the right side, what we're going to do is at the very top, you want to make sure that the plus sign quick selection tool is selected. To add more to the selection, that's what you have the plus. For the minus, subtract from the selection. So I'm going to go ahead and just simply go around. Perfect. I'm going to do this side. Just about done. All right. I think we have just a little bit above. Okay, there we go. Make sure the ear is fine there. Okay, let me go around and make sure the rest of the thumbs are good. That's good. All right, I think we are good. So let's go in and just smooth back just a tad bit. Okay, there we go. All right, so now that we have our selected person or the selected portion of the photo selected, we now want to create something that's called a mask. Now what that does, a mask basically deletes all of the area that isn't selected. Well, it doesn't necessarily delete it, but it just hides it so that you can use it wherever you see fit in whatever image. And then if you need to go and bring that background back, you can do so. So that's why the mask was created. So you can access the mask at the very bottom of the layers palette. Right down here, you should see a rectangle with a little circle inside. If you just simply select it, boom, it now removes the background for you. Perfect. So it looks like it did a pretty great job, right? Now, if you zoom in, or if you place this photo with another background or something, you can tell that there's little rough edges around here, around there, and the sides and everything of him. So I'm going to add a solid background color just so that you can see. We're going to do, let's do red or something. Okay, I'm going to just click and drag it underneath it. Now, it seems like as if it's good, but as you can see under his arm, you have the arm, the top of it, it's really sharp as well, but we're going to go and I'm going to zoom in to show you. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to zoom in so that we can go ahead and fix the arms. So now you can better see the ridges of the arms. You can see that little gray shadow. It's on the inside of the arm. This left side of his shirt is pretty much perfect. It's okay. You don't have any issues there, but for the most part, the arms, the hair is it's a little messed up, but we're going to fix it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and select our smudge tool. If you don't see it here, if it's yours may say blur tool, just right click on that tool and you should see blur, sharpen, and smudge. We're going to select the smudge key. So once we have the smudge tool selected, we're going to make sure that the layer with the photo is selected. Then we want to just you want to make sure that your brush, which is located at the very top, is at a decent size. Mine is at 152 pixels right now, which is totally fine. So we're going to just simply push in. I do apologize. Let's make sure that the mask is selected when doing so on the layers palette. That black and white box, we want to make sure that's selected, and then we're just going to simply smudge down. As you can see, it is removing that black area. You no longer see the black area. In a lot of photos, you may see this and it may be a lot worse. You can still do the same exact thing. I'm gonna go here. Let's do and just keep clicking here. Move this over some. Showing you how you can get rid of the rigid lines. Now I'm going to show you another trick that we can do as well to fix the underarms, because the underarms are one of the main visual points in this photo that you'll quickly see as soon as you look at the photo, right? So as we can see underneath each one you can see the little ridges of it. So what we're going to do is we are going to just simply make sure that the mask tool, the mask selection is selected on the layers palette in the picture, which is that black and white box. And we're going to bring back some of the background right here so we can make sure it's a smooth area. So I'm going to select our brush tool, and I'm going to just simply back just a little. Perfect. I'm gonna do it on both sides. Now, as you can see, you're probably wondering like, wow, how is that being done? It's all because of the mask tool that we created, the mask that we created on that layer. Now, as you can see over here on the left side, we have our foreground and our background color. The foreground is white, the background is black. So if it is on white, it's going to bring this back, bring some of the photo back. If it's on black, it'll erase it. It'll remove, some of that, but you can bring it back easily, making sure that it's on white. Okay, so now that we have a little bit of the arm back, I'm going to zoom in just a tad bit for you. Zoom in. All right, so we have something else that's called the Lasso Tool. With the Lasso Tool, it does the exact same thing as the quick selection by selecting an area, except for it actually allows you to trace around the area that you want specifically, so that you could go ahead and get the best sharp, trace that you want to remove that area. So what we're going to do is we're going to just pick a starting point. And we're going to just simply trace around. Just trace around the arm. Sorry, it's going a little smooth. Alright, there we go. And with the Lasso tool, you have to make sure that once you are done with your area that you selected, you have to always go back to the beginning point. So we're going to go back and select right there. Now you see the moving selection, just as if it was around the entire area. So what we're going to do now is we're going to erase it by clicking the backspace or delete button. Backspace if you have a PC, delete button if you have a Mac. Alright, so now we've just removed that. Now to remove those dotted lines, you're going to go with Control D as in dog if you have a PC, or Command D as in dog if you have a Mac. So we're going to deselect, and look how sharp that is. It still looks pretty great, quite sharp. You just have to be careful. If you're great at tracing, you'll do great, but if not, it's still not as difficult as it seems. So we're going to go to the next one. Almost there. All right. ahead and delete that, deselect, perfect, looks great. So now, if we want, we can go back in and we can just smudge to make sure it still looks soft like the rest of it and it doesn't look like we drew on it or traced it. Just a little soft edge to work with. Let me go over here and do the same. Right. Okay. Now it seems to be pretty decent. I don't like the way his head looks over here, so I am going to use our Smudge Tool just to bring that back. And then I am going to trace over the area. Bring right back, the delete button, deselect, and we're going to use our Smudge Tool, and this time I'm going to bring it out just a little bit. And then you see the same way as if you can, when you're bringing it in, you can bring it out as well to match. So I think that is pretty good to go there, and I am going to fit to screen. All right, perfect. So now that we've pretty much edited the edges of our document, of our photo, we can go in and look how perfect that looks. That looks amazing. It looks pretty sharp on the edges. So now this helps with you putting it or placing it into another photo. The only thing that you would have to do is basically color match your photo to fit into any background every time we go into a background, which will be another time for another video. But I just wanted to show you how it looks amazing no matter what background. You don't see that shadow, you don't see that glow line around it. It's perfect. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was very informative for you. Something that you would be able to learn or use in the long run when editing your photos or moving a background in your photo. This quick tip should definitely help you in making your edges a lot smoother and your pictures more realistic, looking as if it was already in the image. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in to KB's Crafts School of Design and Crafts Photoshop quick tips, and we'll have more for you soon. Have a great day.